So hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and today we're gonna take a look at a farming build for Nekros Prime. Now this is a 3 Forma build, and what I did with that Forma is added 2 Ds and a dash. Now as you can see, I'm not using any polarity in the aura, and this is to give me a lot of flexibility. Because when I'm running around and I'm just farming, I can use corrosive projection. If I want a little bit more health restoration, I can use rejuvenation. And maybe if I want to run around with a melee weapon, I can throw in steel charge as well. So while it doesn't give me the bonus capacity, it gives me a lot of flexibility. Now the mods I'm using are health conversion for a lot of survivability, because every time I pick up a health orb, it's going to give me 450 armor, and it works really well with this setup. Then I'm using vitality because if you don't have health, it doesn't matter that you have a lot of armor because you're gonna die regardless. So vitality is here to give me more health so I can take advantage of the armor buff from health conversion. Then I've maxed out my power range because I mostly farm with random groups. I don't use pre-made groups too much, and in random groups people tend to spread around and kill enemies in different rooms, and that's not an issue if you're running overextended, cunning, drift and stretch, which will give you 250% power range, which basically desecrates the entire world. Then I'm using sort of the standard Nekros combination of Equilibrium and Despoil. Equilibrium makes it so when you pick up a health orb, it will give you a little bit of energy, and when you pick up an energy orb, it will give you a little bit of health. This combined with Despoil, which makes Desecrate cost health, and the fact that Desecrate has very high chance of spawning a health orb, means that you basically always have full health, full energy, and if you have health conversion, 3 stacks of the armor buff at all times. Because Desecrate costs health, creates health orbs, you're picking up health orbs, you're getting energy, you're getting armor. This is kind of a must-have combo on pretty much every Nekros build. Now, even though you will have plenty of health and energy, it's still a good idea to throw in fleeting expertise like I did, because without it, Desecrate with Despoil hurts a lot, especially if you have as much power range as I do, because as I've said already, you'll be desecrating all the corpses on the map, and each corpse is going to cost you a little bit of health, and without fleeting expertise or any power efficiency, your health is going to go down like a rock. And to balance out fleeting expertise, I'm using Pride Continuity, so I still have decent duration on Terrify, so when I get into an oh shit moment, I can press the oh shit button, in this case Terrify, and everything's fine. Now, pretty much every Nekros build that I've seen so far has used the Shield of Shadows augment, and while it's a good augment, I don't use it because A, it's an overkill for farming, because nowadays there is not really a point to go beyond 1 full rotation in farming, which at most is going to take you 20 minutes in a survival mission. After that you can just restart the mission and you're going to get the same rewards. So the only enemy that I have to worry about is the Shadow Stalker. That's pretty much it. And whenever Shadow Stalker spawns, he's going to dispel all your buffs, so he's going to kill the shadows anyway. So in my opinion, for farming, just straight up farming, there is no need for the Shields of Shadows augment. And B, this is mostly a personal preference thing, because when I'm farming, I want to farm, and what I don't want to do is babysit my shadows. This build is just designed for pure farming. You run into a mission, you press Desecrate, and that's pretty much it. You have enough range to desecrate the entire world, so it doesn't matter that your party members may run off into another room, you will still have the range to desecrate the enemies. Nekros has once again become my #1 farming frame. For a little while it was Ivara, because she was slightly more reliable than Nekros due to the fact that you had to press Desecrate, and sometimes I just would forget about it, so I wouldn't desecrate the enemies. But now you just press a button, you run around, and you're getting tons of resources. So if you just want Nekros for farming and you don't want to tank crazy stuff with the Shields of Shadows augment, this is the build for you. This build does have a couple of downsides, like Soul Punch isn't going to do a hell of a lot of damage because of the negative power strength, but it's still going to ragdoll the enemy, so it can still be used as a utility or crowd control ability. And your shadows won't be that great. They are not useless, but they're just not as strong, and their health will tick down rather fast because you don't have a lot of power duration. But then again, you can pretty much spam Shadows of the Dead thanks to the combination of fleeting expertise, which makes it cost almost nothing, and Despoil, Desecrate and Equilibrium, which means you will always have full energy. So even though they're not as great, you can still use them. So yeah, this is my Nekros Prime build of choice. I hope you liked it. I thank you very much for watching as always, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.